Primitive construction.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Building Crap with Josh's Primitive Construction, episode 12. And as I said in the last episode, we're going to be spending this entire week working on building furniture and decorations for this hut to make it beautiful and homely. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So without any further ado, let's get on to what we're building in this episode. So yeah, in this episode, we're going to be doing exactly what we said in our last episode. We're going to be making a bench. Exactly, that's what we're going to be building, a bench. And I have the blueprints drawn up right here. See, a nice simple little bench. It only includes a few logs and some nails. So now that we know what we're actually going to be building, which is, of course, a log bench, but we just need to know what we actually need in order to make this bench. And for this bench, we don't actually need that many materials. All we need, actually, is wood and nails. So, for the wood, all we need is 4 big logs that are the same type of thickness as the logs that we use for this table, that are roughly a foot long. And those 4 logs will technically be the actual legs of our bench. And after the legs, we'll be needing 2 more little logs in between to keep the logs from crashing into on each other. And last of all, of course, we're going to be needing the big wood plank that goes on top of the bench to actually be the seat that we sit on. Of course, if you don't have big wood planks of that, don't fret. All we need to do is just cut down big logs, cut them in half, and then use that as the top. So now that we have the knowledge of all the wood that we need in order to make this bench, all we have to do is get our hatchet and saws and chop down those trees. I'm gonna go and start with chopping down one of the bigger trees that we can use for the legs. So come with me and get your tools, and let's cut down that big tree in a classic speed run. Well, that took a little longer than I hoped, but at least cut down the tree, so it's still a plus for me. Anyways, I still managed to cut down the tree, and I took all the bark off it, and now it's perfect wood. And it's finally ready for us to start cutting to make our bench. So that means we can finally take out our measuring tape, measure out the top, and start to cut it to make the bench. And the length of any bench can differ depending on what you're going to use it for. And of course, I'm going to have a small sitting bench that can even fit in and around my hut. So my bench is going to be 1 meter long. So now that you know how long your bench is going to be, now all we have to do is take our measure. I'm going to take my measuring tape, put it on top of my log down there, and measure out the 1 meter, and then I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to cut it again. And I'm going to cut 2 of these big logs because it's going to be 2 logs thick, so I can actually sit on it. I don't want to be too thin or else I'll fall. So that means let's get out our machetes and hatchets, and let's start cutting this wood in a classic speed run. Okay, now we finally cut that big log into 2 smaller logs. These are gonna be the top part of the seat of the bench. They might look ready to be assembled, but they are not yet done. There's still one small thing that we have to do in order to make these sittable. And that last thing that we have to do into a bench top is smoothing them. Yeah, all we have to do is just take out our machete and chop off these little pieces right here. All the pieces that the limbs of the tree once were, we have to take off, because you don't want to have one of these shove up your rear end. It would hurt, trust me, I know. So let's just quickly clear up these logs and take off all the little nubs that are left and make it a nice flat surface. And then afterwards, we'll just make the 2 legs, the connectors, and assemble it together in yet another speed run. Good. Now that I've taken all the nubs off, these 2 pieces fit together like a puzzle. And now that we actually have the top of this bench done, we can actually start working on making the stability bars and the legs. And what I mean by stability bar is take a small piece of wood, only about like your hand's grip in width, cut that to the same length as the width of these 2 together, and then you attach it on like this, and you'll nail it onto both of these to keep these 2 pieces of the top from separating. Now let's actually get to making the stability bar. Remember, it's only going to be as thick as your hand's grip and only as long as the width of the top of your bench. Just bear that in mind, and let's cut 2 of these and nail them in the inside. There we go. Now we finally got the bottom of this bench here all attached together with the stability poles. I added 1 extra here in the middle because it turns out with just these 2 it starts to slide back and forth. Just add an extra 1 in here just to be sure, to make sure it doesn't start sliding over. So yeah, that's why I had to add the extra stability pole to keep it from sliding back and forth. And since we now have the top part here completely done and has the stability poles on there, we can finally start making the 4 legs. And each one of those legs should be about the same thickness as the actual logs that we used originally for making the top here. And I already have the logs and wood down there ready so that I can make the legs. So let's get on cutting those to the right size and nailing them on. Okay, so now I have all 4 of these legs cut. Let's actually get to putting these legs on here. And yet another speed run. Ta-da! Here we are. Now it's done. Let me flip it up and I'll show you. Ta-da! Completely done, and now it can actually sit on it. It feels good to be able to sit on something that's not a rock. Even he likes it. So yeah, there you guys go. That's the end of this episode of Building Crap with Josh. Primitive Construction, where we made this beautiful log bench. And yeah, like always, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to drop a like down below. And if you enjoy Building Crap with Josh, Primitive Construction, or any of my other, don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below, and you'll get an update every single time I ever put up a video. So yeah, that's the end of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoy any future episodes of Building Crap with Josh and Primitive Construction. So yeah, I hope you guys join back with us tomorrow. We're going to be continuing our primitive homesteading. We're going to be building these small little benches, not benches like this where it's big. Those benches will just be made out of like a plank of wood and 2 little legs. I can fit them outside, inside, and move them around easily, and they won't be as heavy as this. Yeah, I hope you guys join back with us next episode of Building Crap with Josh, Primitive Construction. Keep on building, keep on having fun, and enjoy your creativity. Goodbye.